Welcome to Beyond Graves and Stars. My name's Andy Martin, and in this podcast we look at sci-fi and horror franchises and sequels and reboots. In this episode, this is the second of our Childhood Ruined episodes, where we look at movies that are based on childhood characters, kids characters, cartoons, that sort of thing. This episode we'll be looking at the Mickey Mouse horrors. One came out in 2024 called The Mousetrap. That's a Canadian low-budget horror. And this year, 2025, the producers of the Terrifier franchise and the star of that franchise brought us Screamboat, both of which were made because the version of Mickey Mouse from the Steamboat Willie cartoon from 1924 is now in public domain. So two of these have come out. And if you haven't heard our first part, it's on the Pooniverse, the Winnie the Pooh 2 horror films that are out so far, and the Peter Pan one that ties in with that. That's been up a while. Sam Williamson was my guest for that, and he's back for this one. He's a big fan of these kind of movies. I know a lot of people aren't, but if you are a fan, give it a go. If you're not, give it a listen. You might like what we have to say, you might not, but comment and stuff. As I always say, we're always up for chatting about these movies. First, we're going to talk about the Mousetrap, and here is the trailer for that movie.
People are dead, and a lot more want to know why.
Okay. I warned you. Suppose you know you can't undo.
Hey, this is serious.
It is. So stop playing childish games. Look, I have no clue what happened to them.
I can see you.
Somebody wiped all the CCTV footage.
You want to see me?
We have a serious problem here.
What the? No! Turn around! If I find you... No! It's game over. We trap him, we beat his ass.
Sam, we're back.
We are back.
Part 2, our childhoods are, thoroughly being ruined. If you haven't already listen to the episodes on the Winnie the Pooh movies, and we mentioned Peter Pan as well.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan, and talked about the upcoming ones that are coming out soon as well.
Yeah, in the Pooniverse, and there's one of those coming out fairly soon, the Bambi the Reckoning.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing rumours that might even get a cinema release.
I have heard that it's gaining traction.
Yeah. So,
I fully blame our podcast for that.
Well, exactly, yes. They can thank us for that. And we're moving on to Disney-inspired now. Mickey Mouse, last year, 2024.
24 with the Mousetrap.
Mousetrap, and that's when the Mickey Mouse version of Steamboat Willie went into public domain. And the day of that happening, they announced the first movie based on that, The Mousetrap, a Canadian film that's out on DVD and streaming. It didn't get a cinema release.
Unfortunately not, no.
No. I tried to find facts out about the budget and how much it made, but I couldn't.
The only fact regarding that I know is that it took 8 days to shoot.
8 days, so over a week.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Over a week for a film, not bad at all.
Yeah, it's directed by Jamie Bailey, who has done a few sort of lower budget movies, and including What Lurks Beneath. I love that title because obviously it's a play on What Lies Beneath, and he's already scheduled to direct the sequel to the Mousetrap. The Mousetrap, Welcome to the Mickeyverse, which it's very like the Pooniverse. It's like they're watching what we're doing in this country over in Canada, or Canada as is also known.
51st state.
This stars Simon Phillips, who also wrote the movie, as Mickey and Tim, He plays two characters, and then there's a host of teenagers, and the main one, Alex, played by Sophie McIntosh, who I hadn't seen in anything before. I thought, but then I looked her up, and she's in a film called The Sacrifice Game, which I have seen and given 3 stars, but I don't know where or when. I reckon that might have been at a film festival a few years ago,
possibly.
Yeah. So the basic premise of this. Should I just read the letterbox? Yeah. Okay, so it's Alex's 21st birthday, but she's stuck at the amusement arcade on a late shift. So her friends decide to surprise her, but a masked I'm laughing already. A masked killer dressed as Mickey Mouse decides to play a game of his own with them, and which she must survive. That's a very brief summary of this.
Sums it up adequately, though, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is basically a teen slasher.
Yes.
And you could replace that Mickey Mouse character with anyone, really.
Yeah, the actual character of Mickey Mouse holds very, very little relevance to the rest of the film whatsoever, I found.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's a strange one, but it's good. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a silly film, but I just enjoyed it. It's one of them ones, it's much like the Poonaverse ones, where you just watch and it's fun.
Yeah, it's only 80 minutes long.
Yeah,
it doesn't get boring. I didn't think.
I didn't find it boring whatsoever.
I don't think the quality is quite up there with the Poonaverse films myself. It's enjoyable, like you say, but there's less linking to the source material. I mean, in this, it's the guy, the boss of the arcade where the protagonist works. For some reason, he puts on the Steamboat Willie cartoon, and he's got a mask from around that time.
Yeah, it's actually a very old Mickey Mouse mask, one of the first original ones made, I found out.
It was a real one they used?
Yeah, so it's a real Mickey Mouse mask that they've used.
That's cool.
And it's from one of the earlier films of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I think they said 1928.
Something around that time.
Oh, that's cool. I had no idea that it was a real one. So that's kind of a nice nod. And in the boss's office, you see posters of some Disney films and Wizard of Oz and that sort of thing. So he's obviously into that, but it doesn't really explain where this mask comes from and why it's possessed him.
Yeah.
But this is one thing I said to you before. We haven't mentioned this movie much because we obviously were doing recording. I did say for me there's something a little bit missing from this movie. Yeah. I think it doesn't explain much, but the way it builds up, it is an introduction to the next movie.
Yes.
And I think much like the first Winnie the Pooh film, this was made. It was made quickly to get it out to beat other movies, one of which we'll talk about soon. And but it's sort of laying the foundations to see what people want, and if it does well, then they'll expand and do. I don't want to say a proper movie, but a bigger one. Yeah,
it'll expand on it, and then it gives room to grow for the sequels.
Yeah. And it's also, it's not just a horror, it is a comedy as well.
Yeah.
And with the teenage characters, so they're 21, I thought they were teenagers, but I said in this 21. So I suppose in Canada it's different drinking age, so that might be why.
I think in America and Canada it's 21 to drink.
Yeah, so I thought they were 18, but you never tell with actors because they're usually played by someone in their 30s anyway.
Yeah, true. Grease being a great example of that.
Yeah, but with these characters and the sort of humour, it reminded me of sort of 2000 sort of bro type comedies.
Yeah,
there's a lot of the drinking culture and just young people being young people, offensive jokes, so to speak, which I think is fine. But I think that humour is dated a bit. But if kids still act like that.
Yeah, then it resonates, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I think this might be one that actually appealed more to a younger audience.
Yes.
And it is only a 15 certificate over here. And to be fair, it's not that violent. There's a few kills that are a bit bloody, but a lot of it is suggestion and just creepiness of seeing the bloke with the mask. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not so much even that it's creepy, it's just he appears sometimes out of nowhere, doesn't he?
It's like I say, it's if you're a slasher, you've said before it's hard to mess up a slasher. And this works as a slasher movie, but I think I've watched it twice now. Once when it very first came out, I literally bought it the day it came out. I was in shop and saw it and got it, and then I watched it last night for this. And now I know what the movie is, and I'm not expecting too much of the Mickey Mouse. I enjoyed it more, definitely.
Yeah.
And I am looking the way it ends. I mean, we are going to do spoilers, but the way it ends is definitely a lead up for something bigger.
Absolutely 100%. And hopefully they explore further into the character of the killer.
Yeah.
And what the entity kind of is.
Yeah, and he's got himself sort of a sidekick now as well.
Yeah.
One of the teenagers, and but I just wanted to talk about the way the film's told, because one of the teenagers is in a police station being interviewed. Did you think that worked for the way the story worked?
I think so, because you get the impression that she could possibly be an unreliable narrator, just telling a random story about this random event that's happened through either trauma, or she could have been having alcohol and drugs.
Yeah.
And then as things progress, you realise, oh no, she's not being that much of an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, and the police officers quiz her and sort of try to catch her out, and you actually, there are points of it where you think, well, is she lying, or does she know what's going on? And I think both the police officers and her performance is quite good.
Yep.
Whereas I think the acting in this film is a mixed bag.
Yeah, very much so.
There's some great performances, and for this kind of film, and then there's some pretty terrible ones from some of the younger castmen. But I think it's low budget, and it's getting who they can get.
It's a low budget, and like we said with the Winnie the Pooh, it's a lot of, when you're building these new films up from the ground up, when these new licenses just come into the public domain, you tend to get the younger actors who come in just out of film school, or who are available to try out these roles. Yeah. And it's a good learning experience for the young actors. They learn what works, what doesn't work, and they get to go into a not necessarily a big budget movie, but one that's going to get some press, and it's going to be out there for the public to see. So it's a good introduction to the acting world for them. True,
and a lot of the people behind the scenes in these movies act in them as well, basically to save on budget.
Yeah. Very DIY. I like it.
Yeah, it's like I said with the Winnie the Pooh ones, it's the sort of film that you would see at a horror festival. Maybe not one of the big premieres, but they get the release made by people who seem to love what they're doing, and that's what I like.
It's definitely a passion project. You can see that the people are really like these kind of films, which is really nice to see, that they're not just trying to do it for a quick, easy money.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. What I was going to say as well is I'll quickly, before we talk about it a little bit more, because you said something, I'll give you the reviews and what it's got on Rotten Tomatoes. It's only got 18% out of 100, 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb. That's not very good.
Not really, no.
And 1.2 out of 5 on Letterboxd, which is probably the lowest we've ever had on this. And also there's a review in The Guardian by Phil Head, who said that it's parasitic, out of copyright, graveyard robbery. That's a big criticism from a lot of people about how it's just they're using this to sell it, and I get that. I get what this is the point of the, but it's also tongue in cheek, and what we've called this childhood ruined is people make a fuss. And our views, both of us, because we said this in the last one, is that we're fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I think it's amazing they're taking all these properties that are from our childhood and turning them into horror films, because it hasn't really been done before.
No.
Obviously you get some stories like the Rumpelstiltskin film from like the early 90s, and you got the Ginger Dead Man film, but those are kind of fable stories. But now we're getting the characters that we really did grow up with, like the Peter Pans and the Winnie the Poohs and the Mickey Mouses, and it's Popeye, great films.
And it's it's all meant to be fun, and I know it's dark fun, but it makes you see that DVD cover, or you flick through the streaming service, you see it stands out.
Yes.
And to be fair, this is, as we said at the beginning of it, a standard-ish slasher with a bit of supernatural in as well.
Yes.
Because he teleports, doesn't he?
Yes, which is never explained how that happens either.
Yeah, so
he just all of a sudden kind of gets possessed or brainwashed by the mix of the film and that he puts on in the office and the mask, and then develops the powers to teleport.
Yeah, which is
bizarre, but
but fine.
But fine, 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 you roll with it.
Yeah, and that's something they will explain in the next one, which they started shooting in September last year, so I imagine will be out soon. It's scheduled.
I'd
for
imagine
this year.
so, yeah.
Yeah, because it was the other one only took. If this one only took 8 days to make, they'll spend longer on the next one. I think it would have made money. The fact that it even got a DVD release.
That's fantastic for an independent film.
Yeah. I just want to mention as well. Mention the character of Alex. I thought that the actress who played was really good, and there's a sort of subplot of a romance between her and her friend. How did you think that worked?
I think that was alright. That was quite good. I think it kind of, it's like you say, it's a standard slasher film, isn't it? You're going to have a boy and a girl who either start off as friends or ex-partners, and they come together throughout the whole film to try to save each other from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no qualms with it. I thought it was...
I thought some of it was quite nice, because she works at this arcade, and he says that they've been going there since they were kids for their birthdays, and he's got that friendship, and you can sort of get behind him.
Yeah, it's relatable.
And then there's the jockeyer friend as well.
Yeah.
And some of the humour there with the jock guy gets angry because someone's chatting up his backup girlfriend, which was quite... Yeah, that humour sort of worked. But I did feel there's certain bits where the trope isn't funny anymore. They do the mentioning the I'll be right back. Yeah. Which for me just feels lame now.
Yeah, that's kind of not really been much relevant since it was kind of made a meta joke out of in Scream. Yeah, so they're basically making the same meta joke. Yeah. But we're like, 30 years later. Yeah, 30 years, and it's always mentioned since Scream really pointed it out. I just thought that was it just didn't work now. Yeah. It was like, you're just going over the motions. It's old hat and playing into the cliches. Yeah, the fact that they proper pointed it out. If they'd have just said we'll be right back, then maybe they've risen their eyes or something. Yeah. The joke would have worked a bit better. Yeah. So some of the humour for me didn't quite work. But as a low budget slasher, absolutely fine. Yeah. I don't think it's as fun as a lot of the others, but it is that sowing the seeds. Yes. And I think the next one will be the one, much like the second Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, it'll probably have a bigger budget. The first one was just dipping the toes into the water to test, to see how far people are going to react to it. And I think the next film is going to have a much better budget, more actors. Potentially, I don't know much about it, the sequel, but it might even have someone we may know in it. Yeah, that's true. Maybe like a lower tier actor who... Yeah, I mean, when I looked it up, I think the only returning actor they've got so far is the guy who plays Mickey. Who also directed the... He wrote it. Yeah, he wrote it, yeah. And Mackenzie Mills, who plays Minnie, who... I didn't realise her name was Minnie, actually. The girl from the Teenagers Who Survived. Oh, yes. And it looks like it's going to be his psychic. Was she called Minnie in the other one, then? I'm not entirely sure. I've just looked that up, and I'm like, I didn't realise her name was Minnie. No, in the first film, her name's Rebecca. So the character will change. Yeah, so okay. I've actually spoiled a film before it's been released. That's something pretty special. That is amazing. That's a first for us. Quite proud of myself for that. Yeah, so there's no release date or anything yet. And the plot summary just says, "Welcome to the Mickeyverse," which is the name of the actual film. I am totally down for a Mickeyverse. Yeah, it's the same director, the same guy produced it. Should be with us soon then. There's a poster and that's it. Well, that's pretty cool then, because we got festival seasons coming up for the horror films, and with Halloween coming, they may even try to get it out for that. I don't know. Yeah, Halloween for either festivals. I reckon good point. They'll get a little release and then they'll put it on streaming and DVD for Halloween. That would be great. Yeah, so like I said, this is sort of a lower key one because we're going to talk about Screamboat in a minute. I love Screamboat. and this, I think, is one of the things for me why Now Son is fine, as I keep saying, even though people will slate it. But a few months later, probably maybe 6 months later, they released Screamboat. Yes. And for me, it blew it out of the water. 100%. So, absolutely blew it out of the water. Great. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can get hold of the trailer for that, or at least a clip of it. Yeah. Play that, and then we'll be back to talk about Screamboat.
last week and the week before.
I heard stories about a monster that lurked in the underbelly of the ferry. Steamboat Willie.
That's gonna make one fucked up cartoon someday.
Come quick! Everything is not cool. We have a huge rodent problem.
What the fuck are you?
It was like a demonic rodent with shorts and a hat. Maybe it wants some cheese.
I said we toss this ass overboard.
Our world is fucked. Willie's world? It's the happiest place on earth.
It is a small world after all.
A late night boat ride turns into a desperate fight for survival in New York City when a mischievous mouse becomes a monstrous reality. Screamboat, released this year, got a small cinema release. This one, I think. I'm sure I saw. Was it View Cinemas had it?
I think View Cinemas had it. They definitely had it in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, but View had it. Unfortunately, we didn't get it here.
No, we're from Ipswich. If you're listening from elsewhere, and this one stars Art the Clown himself, doesn't it?
Yeah, David Howard Thornton.
Yeah.
Which I believe was the main selling point of the film, other than another Mickey Mouse like horror film.
Yeah.
It was billed as from the people of Terrifier.
Yes. What is it? Producers and stuff then? The same people as Terrifier.
I know it's directed and produced by the same person, Stephen. I'm going to butcher his last name here, unfortunately.
He directed the Meme one though, didn't he? He didn't do Terrifier.
He did the Mean one as well, but they're all kind of from the same.
Yeah. I'm sure he's got connections with Terrifier.
Yeah. He done the Mean. He directed the Mean one, and he's going to do Screamboat 2.
Yeah. So I will add that I am on call at work. So if you just heard my my phone go off very quietly, that's why. So I do apologise. And if it suddenly stops and very bad a bit of editing, that means I've been called in. And then we'll finish. So yeah, same director, Stephen the Mort, who done the Mean one, which I think we'll talk about in another episode.
Yeah, I think it needs to be talked about, the Mean one.
Which is David Art. I'm just going to refer to him as Art, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Again, and he was also in a film called Stream,
good film,
which I haven't seen, but I'm sure some of the cast members from this are in.
Yes, they are.
The main Selena, who's basically the protagonist, who is on the boat ride, and basically they're on the boat, aren't they? And the mouse is awoken. It's
awoken by, I believe, construction workers at the very beginning, or engineers on the boat.
Yeah, it doesn't really go too into it, but it starts, which I thought was really cool, with a quote from Walt
Disney.
Walt D.
Yeah.
And then it goes into this. They sort of awaken. I think it's construction workers or something. And two characters, one of which comes back into later because she's not killed, Dominique. And then you're with our hero who has to get this late night ferry and befriends a guy. Is he called Pete?
I believe so.
And basically she's trying to avoid this birthday party of vile type, very drunk women.
Very drunk women who are all dressed as Disney princesses.
Ah, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, each one of them is representing a different princess. So you've got like Cinderella, Snow White. All their dresses correspond to a different Disney princess. It's never outright stated, but it's a nice little nod to cheeky tongue-in-cheek Disney reference.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that in this, and also there's a really cool, I thought, animated. Well, firstly, in both of them, you see clips of the original Steamboat Willie, but in this one, they do an updated version of it with the mouse who's befriended Walter. Who was he the captain?
He was the captain of a boat, and I believe a scientist as well.
Yeah, and they're working on the mouse to make them more advanced, basically.
Yeah, I think it was make him an advanced crew member.
Yeah, and we find this out later, but basically, Walt's died and left Mickey, and he's back 90 years later, and very bitter and angry because we find out he's missing his Minnie.
It's heartbreaking.
I thought that actually got me a bit.
Because
you see the animated bits, and it's drawn one. It looks just like, and you see like these little face, and he's all upset.
Yeah.
But saying that, he's had 90 years to become a complete bastard, because he don't hold back, does he?
No, God, no, he does not hold back.
And on the second watch of this, I mean, I should have really done death count, because there's a lot.
There is a lot of. There's one scene where they take out, I would say, 20 to 30 people in one go, maybe.
Yeah, with there's the electric shot.
The electrocution scene.
Yeah, it electrocutes most of the passengers on the boat. There is so many different gory kills. I don't want to spoil any of them, really, I suppose. But there's the now famous one, the blowjob one.
Yes.
Yep. With a nice young man who's got a massive part. He gets cut off.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
and then you doesn't hold back. This is an 18 certificate, and if you're a fan of just fun gore, you could just watch this film just for that.
Yeah, it's another one which it doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever, and much like all these other films, it can't really take itself seriously when you're talking about a killer mouse.
No.
And especially as the size of the mouse fluctuates a little bit throughout the film.
Yes, there's a bit fairly towards the end where it really the mouse has changed. But that's the. I mean, I think mostly the film looks good, but yeah, you've got the size of the mouse isn't that consistent.
No,
especially as the film goes on, and there's a lot of it you can tell is green screen because of the size.
The size of it, and it sometimes doesn't quite line up, but it's one of them films where it doesn't matter really.
Because it's low budget.
Yeah, it's not going to break immersion.
No, and because as well they couldn't do this movie in the way of, say, Gremlins, done puppetry or CGI, because it's the actor. We want to see him.
Yeah.
And this is another thing as well, though. I mean, if I wasn't told it was him,
I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known.
There's a little bit towards the end when he does more of the, because obviously he's known for doing the sort of mime stuff. He acts all sort of shy and embarrassed and basically takes off Oliver Hardy.
Yes.
And I think
yes.
That bit I'd be like, yeah, that's art. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, I think the costume looks really good, and I suppose as well, I'm like, well, you can't see it's him, but you can't see it's him in Terrifier either.
No,
and they haven't tried to make it look like Terrifier,
which I really appreciate.
Yeah,
I'm really a big fan of the choice to make him an actual mouse in this, as opposed to Mousetrap, where it's a man in a mask. Yeah. I was originally worried that they were going to go down that route.
Yeah,
but I'm really was relieved that he was just playing a homicidal mouse.
Yeah, and that's what makes it sort of, to me, stand out a bit. It's that little character. I mentioned Gremlins, and it reminds me of that sort of era of things like Critters and that sort of thing. But he is so violent, and it really doesn't hold back. Apart from later on, they do play on his emotions, as what we said before about him missing his girlfriend. And second watch, I pick up on more things because he actually takes a liking to Selena because of the way she dresses. Reminds him of Minnie.
Yep, that's another intentional costume choice with wearing a red dress with white dots on them.
Yeah, and when you first see her in the film this time, because obviously I know what happens, I picked up on it straight away. And it's a funny one. I mean, reviews of this one, it fares better than the Mousetrap. It's got 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4 out of 10 on IMDb, and on Letterboxd it's only got 2.1. Now I still think that's kind of low.
That's quite low for what the film is.
Yeah, I mean, with these movies, so many people go on them and give them low reviews. And I'm thinking, well, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
I think we should all of us who are fans of these movies, if there's another 2 or 3 people listening, go on and give it a high rating. Because it does, in my opinion, I shouldn't be telling you what to, but on these things, if it does what it's supposed to, and you like it, give it a high rating. But maybe justify it. Write a little review and say why you think that. Because I'm tired of seeing things get half stars and people not say why, or they just write the word garbage or trash, or say why. If you think it failed, if it annoyed you that much about the size differences and the green screen, or it's not your humour, say it. If you want to give it a low review,
speak out and say.
And to comment on wherever you listen to this as well, we'll speak to you about it. But yeah, this one I think is done pretty well. There's going to be a sequel as well.
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any info on that yet, is there?
Only that it's called Screamboat 2.
Yeah, and
Same director.
yeah, and only so far confirmed, only art back.
Yes.
But one of the cast members who played the character of Amber, who is she a medic on the boat?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Amy Schumacher, who produced the film.
Okay.
So it wouldn't surprise me if she was back as well. And the actor who played Pete looked a bit familiar, but I haven't seen him anything. But I think he was in the Teen Wolf series.
Okay, I've not seen that.
No, I mean I tried.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge fan of the
You're a fan of them.
film. Yeah. We recorded this in my flat. If you hear sirens and stuff, they're not after us.
Yeah, we haven't done anything illegal.
It's not the sophisticated film critic police trying to arrest us for liking this film. 250 people on Letterboxd have given it 5 stars. And
people of culture, I like them.
Yeah, and 1.1 thousand have given it half a star. And people like me who gave it 4 stars, 333 on one of them.
Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable to me. To be fair, I would have given it. I haven't reviewed it on Letterboxd because I currently review the Letterboxd I go to see at the cinema.
Ah, okay.
So, but I would give it 4 stars as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does what it's supposed to.
It does what it says on the tin. It's a slasher film, more based around Disney than I would say Mousetrap.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, the fact that they've put them little animations in yet, and the end credits, there's more of that. The production value must have been quite high on this.
I'd imagine so.
But because it's got the Terrifier people behind it. It says on the cover, actually. What does it say? From the producers of Terrifier 3. And then the Hollywood News does say Gremlins on crack.
Yeah.
So the review. This got fared better critically than a lot of the movies like this. And I think it's because, one, it's got there's a fan base for the makers of the film. But I think the humour works better in this than in Mousetrap.
Yes. Oh God, yes, yeah.
But also they're able to do more because they've got more of a budget.
Yeah.
And there's a really good use of there's some computer effects that don't quite work, but there's still loads of practical effects in this which are great.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, the aforementioned blowjob scene.
Yeah.
Great practical effect.
Yeah. And I think because it's that bit sillier that I think sort of squeamish people would be less offended by this than they would the Terrifier movies.
Yes. Yeah, this it's not as offensive as the Terrifier movies are.
No. It's more tongue in cheek, more daft.
Yeah, you got a sense of you can kind of take yourself out of the reality of this one because Terrifier, in theory, I know some of it got a bit ridiculous towards with like the pale girl and the demons and that kind of side of it. But in theory, there could be a random man dressed as a clown going around doing these things. Yeah. With this, you're very, very unlikely to find a mouse that's going around with knives and stuff happening. So you can kind of take yourself out and think, this is just a silly, funny film. Yeah. And I like as well that certain characters in this are made to be so annoying that you actually want them to die. Yeah. That's the point of the birthday princesses, isn't it? Yeah. They are really annoying. You just can't wait to find out how these people are going to get picked off.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. And also there's a little subplot of a young lad who's sort of saved by a bloke and sort of friendship to them. Yes. Which I like. That reminds me of the sort of thing you'd get in a disaster movie. You know, like sort of an Independence Day type thing. Or because this is, on a boat, a bit Poseidon adventure.
It does cross boundaries between horror to, I suppose it could be what you said there as well. But a lot of comedy to it as well, which I appreciate in my horrors. Yeah, and we said about cliches that don't work. In this, there was the stereotypical old guy who seemed to know stuff. I like that in this. I think that character brought a bit of humour to it. Yeah. And then, because, didn't he say, there's a line like, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. You always say we're all going to die. You said that yesterday. You said that this morning. Yeah. And there's sort of a different twist on that, because it's the whole Friday the 13th. You're all doomed.
Yeah. But yeah, he was likeable as well. There's a lot of little characters in this who I'd like to see come back for the sequel. Those who survived.
There's those who survived. There's not many, but
there's more surviving this than there is in Mousetrap, though.
Yes.
Yeah, by quite a lot. And then there's the Ghostbusters 2 vibe of the angry New Yorkers, which was kind of nice. They're all bickering and
arguing over what they should really be doing.
Yeah,
which I feel is a very human response, because when you get stressed in these kind of situations, you're not quite sure what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you look at it from their universe, they're not expecting this to be happening to them. So I understand why they're getting stressed.
Yeah, and then there's straight away when things are going wrong in the boat, someone says it's terrorists. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it really works. It's a good 20 minutes longer than Mousetrap, but didn't feel any longer.
No, it didn't even feel that long to begin with, to be fair.
No, it's I like a good 90-minute slasher. This was 1 hour 42, so not much longer.
Not much longer, but that's enough.
Yeah, it didn't drag at all.
No, not at all.
No, and the one thing I liked as well, I mentioned the Ghostbusters 2 vibe. Some of the score reminded me of sort of Ghostbustery. Maybe that's a New York sort of sound they're trying to get.
It could be.
But I like that. I like the whole. The score to it stood out, whereas in Mousetrap, I can't remember what sort of music was in it.
No. I'm drawing a blank on music on Mousetrap, unfortunately.
Yeah, and also the Mickey character in this, he's whistling various tunes.
I believe at one point he does whistle the Steamboat Willie.
He does,
tune.
which spoiler, he's killed the captain of the ship.
Yes.
Whistles it while on the corpse of it. It's basically reenacting the famous scene with a dead captain underneath him, and who I think he puts a wire through his neck. Yeah. There's a fair bit of gore and blood, as I say, but it's never to the point of I think they've gone too far.
No, there's not a point like I'll go back to Terrifier, like the bedroom scene in Terrifier, when that's just the action is unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah,
there's none of that in here.
I think as well with this, they may have toned it down a bit, knowing that younger people will want to watch this.
Yeah.
And I mean now younger people do want to watch Terrifier, I suppose, but when it first came out, it was that cult horror audience, and it's just looking at the cover of it, like the sort of painting of.
It's got so much references to Disney on it. Like you've got the glass slipper covered in blood.
Yeah.
You've got the shooting star Tinkerbell thing over what looks like Steamboat Willie's holding a knife, but you could portray that as like the magic wand of Tinkerbell with the.
Yeah. So this is a quality lowbrow film, I'd say, and I'm a bit annoyed that it got a decent release and there's hardly any special features. It says David Howard Thornton is Steamboat Willie. That's the bonus feature. So there's a little featurette, I think. I watched it, I can't remember. But with these movies, I'd love to hear a commentary about them. Like with Winnie the Pooh, we got one on the first one.
Yeah.
But with lower budget, I suppose it's just that they need to get the films out, and it's if they get offered someone buys it to release it, they just do what they're told.
Yeah.
Whereas with this movie, which is a bigger, it's released on a signature series. Yeah. So you'd think they'd want to get it out there to sell it, but I love that there's a warning that contains flickering lights. No warning about
extreme gore or killer mouse.
Yeah, or male parts decapitation.
Yeah.
Warning killer mouse.
Yeah.
Like that. But we had more to say about Winnie the Pooh, I suppose. But with this, with both of them actually, do you little predictions on how you think they'll go?
I think possibly with Mousetrap, we're going to get some more either a reveal potentially of either a hypnosis plot, which we don't see a lot of in horror anymore. We've had it in Get Out, but I can't remember the last film that involves real hypnosis in quite some time. But I think there might be something to do with either that, and maybe you'll get more people like the Donald Ducks, the Goofies, and more people being brought into this universe.
But they end that Mousetrap with a reference, and there's more of us, don't they?
Yeah.
And with the mini character. Yeah, that's how I see it expanding with that. But also, I think they're going to try to explain more where the mask comes from as well.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping. I don't want a Terrifier 2 really long 2-hour movie with so much going on. But I'd like a bit more backplot, and some other characters to come into it. But also with Mousetrap, I want a bit more violence.
Yes.
I'd like to see the second one being 18.
Yes. Yep, some more violence, and I'd like to see some more aspects explained behind it, like how he's all of a sudden managed to teleport.
Yeah, yeah. So that's. But I imagine as well they were quickly writing the scripts, trying to come up with a reason for it. I bet you they put the teleporting in before they knew why.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, and with Screamboat, I mean, it's another one where he's got his mini at the end.
Yes, so he's reunited with his mini. Spoilers on that. But he's reunited with his mini, so that opens up a whole new can of worms, really, for the franchise from which directions it'll go. I believe he was on what the Americans call like the garbage pile in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
So I can see that possibly coming to land, and then who knows, we could possibly get a Disneyland kind of style set up in this trash island.
Yeah. I didn't think about that, where we go with it. But yeah, I mean, with Screamboat, which is going to be the bigger of the sequels, that's the one I can't think. It's not as easy to think where they're going to go, because with Mousetrap, the whole film is set up, really.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a movie, and it's I think it will be him and somewhere bigger, a bigger setting. Him and Minnie go on a murder spree for some reason, but I bet you there'll be a bit of humour with them two not getting on.
Yeah.
Just get that vibe. Yeah. It could go full natural born killers. Those two go on a Bonnie and Clyde type thing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'm just thinking to myself, is there any places that Mickey Mouse is really synonymous? Because obviously we've had Screamboat on the boat, obviously. I'm just trying to think of some more Mickey Mouse potential places that they could set up.
I'd like to see them. It's not a Mickey Mouse place, but I'd like to see them go to Dollywood.
Yeah, that'd be cool, to be fair.
Yeah.
Anything with Dolly Parton in would be amazing.
Yeah. Did I dream it, or was there an actress mentioned to play Minnie, or did I just?
No, I'm not sure, because we never see a face for Minnie. We just see
the back of
her dress.
Yeah, maybe I just dreamt that.
Yeah.
Or I might have read it in an article or something, but there's nothing on the IMDb.
No.
But the budget for it was 400,000, which isn't huge, but probably at least 10 times more than the Mousetrap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think. But it's difficult to compare them because they're totally different films, apart from the theme of a mouse killer, be it one a human in a mask and one a real one, and the link with a Minnie.
Yeah.
Other than that,
that's about the much as you can compare them to. Mousetrap, like you said, you could take away the Mickey Mouse mask, and that could be any hooded killer. They could have gone to Poundland and grabbed a mask.
Yeah.
And it would have worked just as well. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're comparing them, but totally different in that respect. And it's quite interesting to see two different takes on this one. To quote the Grave Robber and Guardian review, like you said, yes, they have done that, but people have gone different ways with it.
Yeah, so two vastly different films.
Yeah, and would work well as a double bill, I think.
Yeah.
I'd definitely say watch Mousetrap first.
Yes, build up to Screamboat being the much better of the two films.
And one scene in Screamboat I want to mention as well, which I forgot about. There's a scene where when the boat's sort of sinking and they're trapped in water and it's really tense, and that's not got anything to do with the mouse. It's escaping from drowning. Yeah. That bit was done quite well, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that.
And then there was some funny lines as well. My favourite was when someone says to Mickey, "Say cheese, motherfucker." That was a great line. That should be on the cover.
Just a tagline: "Screamboat, say cheese, motherfucker."
Yeah. And also, I mentioned that the character of Dominic came back. They did kill her off in the end, didn't they? Because Dominic, who was at the beginning one of the construction workers, would you think?
Yes, she was.
And then you see it cuts off as he's going to go and kill her. Then she's back. And I liked what they'd done with this character. She was like a crazed, almost fan of him now, with her Mickey Mouse ears on, and she was helping him. But then he even turns on her.
Yeah, there was no alliance. I think that was purely alliance on her behalf.
Yeah. And I thought she was going to go off to become like a sidekick. Mm. But in a way, I'm glad that hasn't happened, because then it would be too much like the Mousetrap.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they saw Mousetrap and edited it and changed it.
Maybe.
They might have done,
maybe.
Because that came out quite a while before.
Yeah, it was year before.
It would have been sort of 6-7 months. But
Yeah.
it was released in 2024. And is there, or did I dream this as well? Is there another Mickey Mouse horror film coming out? Did I see there was a?
I think there might be, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, because
on that.
I know that we want to talk about the Popeye ones, probably in the next episode we do like this, or one of the episodes anyway. And there's 2, but there's definitely a third Popeye one coming out. Because there's Popeye's Revenge, isn't there?
Yes.
And then Popeye the Slayer Man, and there's another one. So once that's out, we can do an episode on all 3 of those, I reckon.
I can't wait for that.
I've only seen one so far, and
yeah, there's another. Right, I've looked that up. There's another couple of Mickey Mouse horror films coming out.
ooh.
There's I Heart Willie and Mouse of Horrors.
That's the one I remember hearing about, actually. But then they're a way off, are they?
They are. I Heart Willie is going to be released.
Yeah, I can't.
It's out now, I think.
Is it?
I
Okay.
believe so.
So I can't even find these films, so you're doing better than me.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to have maybe not another full episode on Mickey Mouse ones, but if things go to plan and the sequels come out soon, we could do one on the sequels and then on that. I
Heart Willie, that was released in 2024.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, look them up yourselves, and if you get to see them, comment and stuff, and let us know what you think. As we said with the last episode, I mean, even speaking to people about doing these childhood ruin fun, people are sort of sighing at me and going, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and I don't really get it. But you know, if you have valid reason for why these films are rubbish, comment. Let us know.
Tell us, because we'd love to hear your reasonings.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the minority, we know that, but this is a horror and sci-fi podcast. I'm hoping people will want to hear about these films, and maybe if you were put off by the reviews, we might have talked you into watching them a bit. But I generally think, as with the Winnie the Pooh ones, these come from people who love horror and love the source material, and it's not just a cash in.
Yeah,
that might be what helps them get the movie made and the motivation to go that route. But there's thought gone into them.
Yeah. The people have poured their heart and souls into these films.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works better than others, but you can tell these people generally care about making a fun film.
Yeah, and it goes to show that it doesn't always quite work with the faults we've said for Mousetrap. But for me, that saving grace is I am weirdly really looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Because of how they done it and how it ended. I can't wait for that. And I'm looking forward to Screamboat 2.
I'm a sucker for a cliffhanger.
Yeah. But also, I don't want to be Googling what are going into public domain, so I know what other characters go into it.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
Because, and I mean, I don't know what else they could do. There must be other stuff coming. And another thing as well that people have said to me are, the whole, they're just cashing in. There's so many stories out there that have never been copyrighted. Like, why is there not a Robin Hood horror? Or William Tell or King Arthur? All these old myths.
Yeah.
They could do it with a lot of stuff. And it's only recently that I think, the Winnie the Pooh one's the one that really started it off. The fact that they made money and there is interest and there is that fandom that, people are looking to see, well, what can I do? It might not be what can I make money out of it. It might be what could I put a good twist on.
Yeah, what can I do that hasn't been done before?
Yeah. And I can't really think about a lot of this. I mean, even Disney, when Disney started, was Snow White still? It couldn't have been copyright, could it?
No.
They just done it.
Yeah.
So in a way, these people are doing the same as what Disney were doing to other people's material, I think. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But looking at early Disney, you had, Pinocchio and things like that. They were really old stories. Little Mermaid, had to get the rights for, could they? Wouldn't it?
I imagine they had to get they changed that story quite a bit. So.
Yeah, but that's a very, very old book, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know how it works, but I do think that different versions of things will always be there, and embrace it or ignore it is what I say.
Exactly. If you don't like it, okay, move on. Next film.
0 stars. Boo.
Boo. Complain online.
Yeah. Yeah, I might do that. For the next film I don't like, I might just put half a star, then write boo for ages. And then a picture of me with my thumbs down, looking angry.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, thumbs down.
Yeah. So we'll quickly mention actually what I got you. Last night we went to see the new I Know What You Did Last Summer.
We did.
What did you think of that one?
I actually really liked it. I really liked it. As far as requels go, it was one of the better ones.
Yeah. 28 years since the first one. But obviously, we haven't said that we're going to talk about it, so we won't give any spoilers. Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt are back.
Yeah. With
a load of new cast. And I'd say easily the best one since the original.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah, without a doubt.
And I actually gave it the same rating as the original. We'll know in a few years whether it holds up, because the original's good, but it's not like an iconic horror.
No.
But I'm pleased they've made this one.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, I noticed the other day, talking about it being an iconic horror, I was trying to talk to someone to say I'm going to go see I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they go, oh, what's the bad guy in that one called? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's a bloke with a hook.
Yeah, the fisherman, I think he's referred to.
Because it's in each one, it's a bit like Ghostface. You don't know who he is.
Yeah.
So I've always called him the hook-handed guy.
Yeah, I think he's referred to as the fisherman or something, but he's not got an. It's a franchise that hasn't. While it has an iconic character, he hasn't got an iconic name like Ghostface or Michael Myers or. Yeah,
that's true. And I watched the first one the other day. I can't even remember the name of the killer. I remember the name of the actor who played him, but I can't remember.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah. So yeah, and also I watch them films sort of every 10 years, and it's probably usually about an hour through that I actually remember who the killer is.
Yeah.
And in the new one, there's several twists I did not see a mile off.
Yeah.
Like you often get in these, I didn't see them coming. So I recommend it. I think if you want to go and see a decent slasher in the cinema, see it while you can, because apparently it's not doing very well. But
no, it didn't get much advertising, I don't think. I think I found out, I knew one was coming, but I didn't realise how close it was until I went to the cinema to see something the other day and a trailer popped up. And that's the only time I've ever seen a trailer for this film.
Yeah, and I think it's being overshadowed because that and the Smurfs came out this week and both aren't doing very well, but Superman's still doing very well, and that was released week before.
Fantastic film.
Superman is a good film. And I suppose it's sci-fi, isn't it? So I'll be honest, that's probably my favourite film this year.
Yeah, mine too. That's exactly what I wanted Superman to be.
Yeah, it was great.
And Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is probably my favourite casting for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, my favourite casting in that film is Crypto the dog as Crypto.
Yeah, have you seen that they had a spike on adoptions of dogs since that film? Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's very punk rock. Being kind is punk rock, people.
Yeah. And also, being a killer mouse is very punk rock.
Being a killer mouse is very punk rock.
So Sam, thank you for coming back.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Out for doing another one soon.
100%, mate.
Are you in a band, did you say? And how can we listen to this band?
I am in a band, funny enough. I'm in a band called Hope Ahead. We are a pop rock band from East Anglia. You can check us out on Spotify. We're on Apple Music, YouTube. We've got a new single out called Ghostly. And you can check us out on YouTube and on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that jazz, under Hope Ahead UK.
There you go. Check them out. I'm going to go and see them in a couple of Saturdays' time at the Steamboat in Ipswich. But I won't give the date because I don't know when this episode will be up, so I might have missed it. So, but check them out. They play around Ipswich, and the local area is quite
happy doing it. Around Ipswich quite a bit, but we're looking to expand. So if anyone would like a new pop rock band, just let us know.
Yes. And you have been listening to Beyond Graves and Stars. My name is Andy Martin. I'll be back with another episode very soon. I don't know what platform you listen to this on, but you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. There is also a Facebook page and an Instagram page. Get interacting. For an up-and-coming episode, I've actually done a vote online to see which one will be done, and it looks like there's going to be an episode on the 1958 The Fly starring Vincent Price being compared to the David Cronenberg Jeff Goldblum one from the 80s. So that one I was really hoping that Fright Night would win that because I wanted to watch Fright Night again, and I can't find my copy on DVD of the 1958 Fly. But it's fine for you guys. I'll get another copy.
Yeah, I voted for The Fly. Immediately.
You voted for The Fly. Yeah.
I love The Fly.
Yeah. To be fair, Fright Night didn't do as well as it looked because I voted for that, and I probably shouldn't on my own thing. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. Thank you to Ian Porter for doing the logo, and he'll be on another episode very soon. He'll be on that Fly episode. Thanks to James Howard, the Talking Sleeve, for doing the music and the interludes. And thank you all for listening and sharing and that sort of thing. We'll be back. I'll be back very soon. I think the next episode from me will be on the Starship Troopers sequels with James Rowe from King Street Cinema returning. And Sam will be back fairly soon for more ruining of your childhoods. It is a shame that Hollywood destroyed our childhoods. Isn't it?
I know, it's terrible.
Never mind. Let's relive them and still act childish.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Jem.
And I'm Victoria.
And we are childhood best friends with a true crime podcast called
The Criminal Crack. During each episode, one of us presents a true crime case to the other.
And the listener has no idea what the case will be.
So every reaction, question and twisted theory you hear is genuine and off the cuff.
So join us fortnightly on the platform of your choice.
And find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok by searching @The Criminal Crack.
Bye-bye.
Keep on trucking.